Thanks everybody for checking out more WrestleKave videos on YouTube. Here we're bringing you a cool video. It's the Monday Night Raw review from June 26th, 2016. Battleground is just under 3.5 weeks away, and WWE starting to heat up before the brand split. So let's go ahead and tell you guys what happened on Raw, and we'll give you guys our opinions as well. Seth Rollins, the architect, came out to the ring, and he basically just came out, cut a promo on Roman Reigns' suspension from WWE for 30 days from failing the wellness policy drug test. Seth Rollins said he wasn't happy about it. He was the one that worked the hardest. He's a champion, and he didn't like Roman Reigns and never will. Next out, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, John Cena, they all ended up out in the ring as well. And Stephanie McMahon came out and said basically that AJ Styles would fight Dean Ambrose later in the evening. And if AJ Styles won the match, he would then be added to the triple threat at Battleground title match. Also, John Cena was told that if John Cena were to defeat Seth Rollins later in the evening, that John Cena would also be thrown in the title match at Battleground as well. So we got a couple quick matches later in the evening that were actually made official by Stephanie McMahon. After that, there was a quick Divas tag team match with Charlotte and Dana Brooke fighting Paige and also Sasha Banks. It was a pretty cool Divas tag team match, and Sasha did win the match for the team when Sasha hit the bank statement on Dana Brooke. It was a pretty cool little Divas tag team match. Next, Rusev came out and had an absolute fucking brawl with Titus O'Neil. Ever since Titus O'Neil came back from that suspension for putting his arms around Vince McMahon, Titus O'Neil's came back with a big push. And I'm telling you, he's had some brawls with Rusev. And this one was not for the United States Championship, but it did result in a countout, and Titus O'Neil finally got a victory over Rusev. Next, The Miz came back in a segment in the back with Stephanie McMahon, and Miz was with his wife Maurice. And Miz and Maurice were out shooting a movie for WWE Films, and they came on back, and Corporate Kane came out of nowhere and said that something with the rule book that The Miz had to defend his title within 30 days, and he did not do it. So next, Stephanie McMahon made a match later in the evening with mystery opponent versus The Miz for the IC belt. We didn't find out till later in the evening, but we'll get to that in a short bit. Next after that was Cena versus Rollins, and Cena and Rollins put on a good match. I've seen them in better matches, but it was a great little 10-15 minute match on Monday Night Raw, and it did end when the club came out and interfered, and then Seth Rollins did get the pedigree on John Cena for the win. Later after the match, Enzo and Big Cass came out, and they basically beat a couple jobbers, a tag team that nobody's ever fucking seen. I mean, it was kind of pointless. I felt like I was watching Monday Night Raw from 1994, with all these fucking nobodies. But anyway, Enzo and Big Cass came out. They beat the shit out of these jobbers in a tag team match, and Big Cass and Enzo won with a rocket launcher just after about 30 fucking seconds, if you can believe it or not. After that, Becky Lynch was out, and it looked like she was going to fight Summer Rae. And then the next thing you know, out of nowhere, Becky Lynch just starts attacking Natalya after Natalya turned heel at Money in the Bank. So, the Divas, they're great to look at. They're even starting to wrestle, too, so it's pretty fucking cool, I must say. After that, you had the highlight reel with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and it was just basically a few-minute filler in Monday Night Raw. They were just basically talking about the rivalry that they've had over the last 10 to 15 years against one another. Once they were great friends. Who fucking cares? The bottom line is the last match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens is made official at WWE Battleground in 3.5 weeks. And then hopefully Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn can go ahead and get split up in the brand extension, and they can both get big pushes going forward. Next after that, The Miz came out with Maurice, and the match was for the IC title. And then out of nowhere, you had Demon Kane. Kane was no longer in the Corporate Kane suit. He was in the mask. Demon Kane, fire and all. Next thing you know, Demon Kane's beating the hell out of The Miz. Maurice looks like she injured her knee, and The Miz picked her up like in the 80s when Miss Elizabeth got picked up by Hulk Hogan and taken to the back. And next thing you know, Kane won by countout, but in the back they show Maurice, and she faked a knee injury. I mean, this girl, unfucking believable. And she said it was such a great acting job that she did and all this. Mr. and Mrs. Hollywood, Miz and Maurice. I mean, come on. Fuck them, Can they finally take the IC belt off of The Miz and give it to somebody that's younger and somebody that's deserving a big push? I mean, come on. I like The Miz, but, you know, how many titles has he held? He's not, you know, they got to move forward with these young stars. Next after that, Sheamus and Del Rio fought Apollo Crews and also Cesaro in a pretty cool tag team match. Apollo Crews showed off some of his, how can I say it, some of his athletic ability. The guy just has it all, in my opinion. If he was just a little bit bigger, I could see him as a main event WWE champion someday. But again, he was partnered with Cesaro, who's on a roll right now, coming back from an injury. I expect him to get a big push after the draft and brand extension in 3 weeks. So let's see what happens there. But anyway, the match ended up with Apollo Crews hitting that spin power bomb that he does on Sheamus and got the victory for him and Cesaro. Just if anybody doesn't know, if you didn't check out the video that we just sent you guys, that Apollo Crews and Braun Strowman are on their way in action figure form. We got a shipment confirmation. They're on their way. They'll be there this weekend. The videos will be opening and unboxing the WWE figures. Please check those out as well. Next, we're going to go to the New Day came out, and they came out like basically right out of Louisiana, man. They had Big E had overalls on, had a hat. He wasn't even wearing no shoes. He was fucking bare feet. Just with a beard, looked totally like, looked like a black version of the Wyatts. I mean, it was hilarious. Xavier Woods was in the outfit of Luke Harper, and he had his hair down. It looked like Xavier was a little bit scared. Next, Kofi was dressed up like Eric Rowan, had the mask on and everything. They came out, ran a little promo, made fun of the New Day, and then Bray Wyatt came out, and he basically, with the gift for Gab, basically told the New Day that he was going to run right through them and that they should be scared. I don't know about you guys, but, you know, both stables, very good. The Wyatts, I think, are going to be on a roll here in the second half of 2016. I think Bray Wyatt's going to be WWE Champion, so please look back for that. You heard it here first, fellas. Next, after that, the main event was Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles. Dean Ambrose, as you can see, sitting there on the stage getting the big push, finally lived his dream, WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But they didn't say WWE World Heavyweight Champion on Monday night. They called it the WWE Champion. What the fuck happened? That tells me that they're going to be bringing another title into the fold. Could it be the World Heavyweight Championship? Mad Mike thinks it's going to be a totally brand new title is what they should bring in. But I don't know, I'm down with the history of the World Heavyweight Championship. I wouldn't mind it. So I'm just excited to see more guys get a push once the brand extension happens and more titles get brought into the mix. Anyway, Dean Ambrose fought AJ Styles in the main event, and AJ Styles shined like he always does. The club came in and basically interfered, tried to help AJ win the match against Ambrose, and then Cena came out with the save on Ambrose, beat up the club a little bit. Next thing you know, Dean Ambrose hits the dirty deeds on AJ Styles. Dean Ambrose wins the match, so therefore the triple threat match at Battleground with Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins is still on. Even though Roman Reigns is suspension, that match will still happen with your WWE Champion, Dean fucking Ambrose. But after that, the club basically beat up... the club started to beat up John Cena. They took him all the way to the ramp, and next thing you know, they hit the... What is it? They hit the Magic Killer, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. The club hit the Magic Killer on John Cena, man, and it looked like it fucking hurt, man. Right on the steel stage. It was unbelievable. Then Seth Rollins was standing high over Dean Ambrose with the WWE Championship to close the show. I don't know about you guys, but it was a lackluster Monday Night Raw. Really wasn't anything special. I think they could be putting a lot more guys on Monday Night Raw to let them get seen before this brand extension. I think they should be having these young guys, giving them a lot of TV time right now. You don't necessarily have to give them storylines or a push, but put them out there in 6, man tag team matches or a little battle royal or something like that. Show us the guys that are going to get drafted to Raw and SmackDown. You know what I mean? Show all the, mid-card talent, because those are the guys that are going to turn into main event superstars, in the next couple of years with this brand extension. But again, thanks for joining us for a cool Raw review from June 26, 2016. Super J and Mad Mike and the WrestleKave are your #1 place for WWE action figure news and also fun. And please check out more SmackDown and Raw reviews and pay-per-view reviews as well. What's up, Mad Mike?
It was not the 26th, the 27th.
Oh, my goodness. It was the 27th. June 27th, 2016 was the Monday Night Raw that we just went ahead and talked about. But again, WWE Draft is coming up July 19th, Tuesday, live. First ever live SmackDown on USA. We're real excited for it. The WWE Draft, the brand extension is finally here. You're going to see some main event guys made in the next couple of years. Just really excited about it. Some new wrestlers are going to get some pushes. Also, we found out that NXT guys are going to be drafted on draft night. So please check out. Man, Mike, let the guys see over here. You got your NXT shelf with the NXT champion Samoa Joe. You got Finn Balor. You got Hideo Itami, who's not back from injury yet. You got Bayley. You got the tag team champions, The Revival. You got American Alpha. I mean, it's going to be one hell of a draft. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be sitting there with my popcorn and Coke and a smile. So please check us out next time. Thanks for joining our videos. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And Super J and Mad Mike, #1 place. We'll see you guys soon. WWE Draft, July fucking 19th. I'm ready! Are you ready? Please tell us who you think's going to be the general manager for Raw and SmackDown. I'm going to go ahead and say I think Daniel Bryan is going to be a general manager. I don't know for Raw or SmackDown. And I think the other one might be Kurt Angle or maybe Edge. So please check out for the WWE Draft. We should be finding out who the general managers are soon. But leave your comments below. See you guys next time. Thanks again for joining us. Peace!